Jamie Carragher last night hailed the late great Liverpool scout Geoff Twentyman as one of the most influential figures in the club's history. Speaking at the launch of a new book, The Secret Diary of a Liverpool Scout, a publication which lifts the lid on the players scouted by the Reds during the 60s, 70s and 80s, Carragher joined Geoff's son Will and author Simon Hughes in paying tribute to the unsung role Twentyman played.
You know, where would the players be, you know, without scouts? We all need spotting at some stage. I mean, I needed spotting as a 9-year-old kid, then go to Liverpool and it goes from there. But players from outside of Liverpool, I mean, people like Hansen and Rush, you know, without Geoff Twentyman, you know, where would they be and where would the club have been? You know, the trophies and the success that players brought to the club.
If players don't get scouted, you know, they're never going to get found, are they? And I think it's you know, you look at some of the places that Geoff Twentyman went to watch the players. Scunthorpe, for instance, you know, he seemed to spend half of his time up in North East Scotland, in the Highlands, looking at players. I mean, I don't think that happens anymore.
I mean, the guy, for me, changed people's lives, you know. And the way he went about his job, he was very secretive. He didn't go in ranting and raving. And I think that was half of the attraction to me father. I mean, all these players speak highly of him now. He was a man who just got on with his job and he'd done it for the love of the game, you know.
It's the type of job that's in the background, really, but I think if you speak to managers and coaches, I think that role is probably as important as any at the club, maybe as important as the manager, because without good players, no matter how good the manager is, it's very difficult.
You get people in all walks of life. You look at Eddie Braben there behind Morecambe and Wise, you know, you have all these people in the back doing the work, and it's the people who are driving the actual tank or the ship, whatever. They're the people that steer it through and get all the credit. Like, but I'm not taking anything away from anybody. What I'm saying is, you know, they all work together as a unit, you know, and it's only now that like things are starting to get a bit noticed and a bit appreciated, you know.
Liverpool as we know it now, you know, a lot of it comes down to Shankly's relationship with Twentyman and the mutual respect that they have for each other and the trust that they built up over the years since it started at Carlisle. I think it's one of those great names of Liverpool, a link to Liverpool that people sometimes overlook and sometimes forget. And I hope that, you know, people realise now that, you know, he did have a big role to play. But I think the main thing is at Liverpool, I think Shankly and Twentyman, all the great names involved at the club all trusted each other and each other's ability in their own field. And I think that was why the club was so successful. So he was just one part of the great success of the club over the decades.
Steve, it should be a great read because he had such an important role at the club, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely, Claire. You know, full credit to the author Simon Hughes for making Liverpool fans aware of just who Geoff Twentyman was. I mean, this guy, you talk about some of the most famous signings and the best ever signings that Liverpool have ever made, that this guy was the silent, unsung hero behind practically every one of those great players. You know, the fact that he just got on with his job, you know, a minimum of fuss, but by Claire, I tell you, he could spot a player.
He certainly could.